Yo, Chicano Prophet, what's up, man? Saludos. I'm chilling up here in my room drinking coffee. Kind of hungover as fuck, man, but I got a nice view of the pool over here. Look at this. This is the old Hard Rock pool, and it's popping right now. It's about 90 degrees. Hey, Dan619, ¿qué onda, homie? You guys had a busy night last night. Yolanda, saludos. How you guys doing? I'm here at the Virgin Hotel. The swimming pool is popping right now. This place used to be what was this place called? Hard Rock. It was the Hard Rock, and back in the day it was called Rehab, and it was like where everybody came that was showing off their muscles and fit bodies. It's more low key now, but people are having a good time. But thank you guys for coming in here, man. I don't think I did recover, bro. I only got like I must have gone to bed around 5 a.m. But Yolanda, Dan, tell me what happened with Urban AZ family. Nobody reached out to me, so there'll be a big surprise of what I was doing last night. But I'll let you guys see that when the product is out. What we got into, we got into some trouble last night. I tried to live stream, and I'll be honest with you guys, I can't believe how shitty T-Mobile is. I had no idea how bad T-Mobile is with their 5G signal here in Las Vegas, because I was at Flamingo and Harrah's area, and I couldn't get a signal to go live. I gave up on it, man. I'm just here as a fan, Chicano Prophet, because if I had more time off from work, I would have applied for the credential, and I did. I have talked to the woman that handles Top Rank credentialing on the West Coast, and she only turned me down once, and that was for the unification matchup between Josh Taylor for Undisputed with the homeboy from Fresno. And that fight, they had limited. It was super limited. Christine got in, but you know, Christine is with Team USA Boxing, so just me. They turned me away from that. She told me, definitely apply again, but you need to be here on Wednesdays to get your press pass. That's a lot of time off from work, you know. Wednesday, you got to be here. Then you got to come back Thursday for the press conference. And then Friday, I guess I missed the weigh-in. It was free at 1 o'clock. I kept telling everyone to come on by. And I guess he almost missed weight. That's going to be really interesting tonight. Yolanda, do I stream on an iPhone? I don't even live stream at all off my iPhones. Right now, I'm using my MacBook. But I tried to stream last night on my Samsung S21 Ultra, which if you guys, the Vegas bloggers, Bro Frederick uses that phone, and I don't think he has T-Mobile. He must have Verizon. In fact, my friend last night has Verizon, and he said that basically I have ghetto PCS. Ghetto PCS. I couldn't get any signal. I'm shocked. Chicano, I just saw the odds move. And the sports book down there has got me thinking too about placing a last-minute wager. If I don't do it here, I can do it at the MGM around 4 or 5 o'clock when I head over there. Derek didn't mention anything, so I don't know what. Derek doesn't talk to me. I mean, he's got my phone number. But if you guys talk to Derek and all of them, let them know I'm going to be at MGM. By as soon as the fight gets out, I'll probably try to go live and see if I can talk to some fighters. And head out toward Level Up and just hit the strip from there. Definitely tonight I want to make it over to a few bars. Chayos. Chayos is one of my favorite one. Chayos on Saturday nights is Latin night. And I've been talking to this guy on Instagram. He's hilarious, but people didn't like him. People think he's annoying. Have you guys seen Romantic Nation? He goes by McLovin. He's that Mexican-American guy, McLovin, that's always trying to hit on ladies. He's going to be over at Chayo. He's crazy. I think if you give him enough time, he's pretty funny. And he's starting to build an audience. I think from Chayo last weekend, he had about 100 people late night. And he's not shy to hit on the girls at all. And he'll talk to anybody, guys, girls. He's pretty crazy. I'll see if I run into him. But I'm definitely going to try. Yeah, Yolanda, I have T-Mobile. I don't know if it was just that area by Harrah's and Flamingo, but it was useless. It just would start the stream and then just cut me off. And that's using the software program everyone else has, the one Prism Live. It just kept kicking me off. So I know last night Derek was at Resorts World and they offer free Wi-Fi to anybody. So that really helps if you want to live stream over there. So yeah, who's up in here? Saludos, Yolanda, Chicano Prophet, Dan619. I'm gonna share this out right now. I'm just trying to see if anybody's got some odds for later. Share this on my Twitter right now that I'm up here. Oh yeah, my boy Drew's up here. Let me see if I can share this with him. My co-host Drew is making his bets. Let me share this with him. It's pumping down here. Actually, if any of you guys want to come in here and talk in the chat with your voice, you can. I could probably just post it here. That's a great question, Yolanda. I think for the NFL draft, there's so many people here. So many people that either that's too much for the cell phone networks or they have cell phone blockers. That's a really good question. It seemed like the Palms had cell phone blockers for their grand opening because nobody could get a decent signal in there. So maybe they are implementing blockers for live streamers somehow to jam up the signal. It definitely works. If they do incorporate that at the Palms, it looked like they incorporate that stuff. Let's see if I can get you guys a better view of the pool. The DJs are pumping. Yeah, I'm on their Wi-Fi right now. And I'll be taking a cab or whatever, Uber, just over to the MGM. I noticed they shut down so many streets on the Strip. Last night, all the cab drivers I was talking to were pissed, and the one I got was pissed. He's like, "Oh, I can't take you to Bellagio. I can't take you here. I can't take you there. I can't take you." I'm like, "Well, where can you fucking take me? Can you take me to Bally's? Can you take..." The closest I got to, near Casino Royale that they were allowing people was, I guess, Venetian or Paris, but everything in between that was shut down. So here, I'm gonna have my boy join me. Drew, what's up, man?
What's up?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm out here in my room, man. Just chilling. I appreciate you picking it. Looks like a beautiful day in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm actually walking to the supermarket.
So, Yolanda, if you're in here, this is my co-host from Philadelphia, Philly's Drew Evo. I'm just talking to anyone who will come up in here, Drew. I saw that the odds are moving quickly for Valdez and Stevenson. Did you see that at the last minute?
I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, it's like plus 800. So they're shifting big time. If you lay money down on Valdez, it's gonna pay pretty damn good.
I ain't shifting no money on this fight.
No, Yolanda, thank you for coming by. And Dan, hey, thanks a lot. Yeah, you guys, I'll be live. I'll try to go live later, but I don't know who will be with me. But if you guys talk to Derek or any of them, tell them to let me know where they're at on Instagram, so I could probably run into those folks later. So you're not gonna put no money on this fight?
Yo, if you're gonna put money on this fight, you might as well put money on Shakur by knockout.
Shakur by knockout, stoppage? It's possible. I mean, he broke down Jamel Herring. It's entirely possible. If he does that, people are talking right now on social media, on Twitter. If he pulls off a stoppage, do you put him into the pound for pound list tonight?
Maybe at number 10.
Maybe at the very... Well, all right. Yolanda, thank you. Yeah, Hey, El Chido Boxing, saludos, man. Saludos, raza. Yeah, you guys, Chicano, I saw the odds are shifting, so it's really enticing to put a bet on Valdez at the last minute. Drew, is this your new iPhone?
Yeah, this is 13.
Damn. Maybe I should give up this stupid Samsung, but I did film some really good videos last night on not streaming, but I recorded them. But for streaming, I think this iPhone you got, because you're on a remote signal, you're on a signal out in the streets. This shit looks good.
Yeah.
What neighborhood is this in Philly?
What neighborhood? I'm on the borderline of Oxford Circle and Mayfair.
I have no idea. South Philly, North Philly. I mean, I don't even know where I get a Philly cheesesteak. I've never been to Philly.
Yeah, cheesesteaks are in South Philly. All the cheesesteak spots are in South Philly.
Well, there's another guy I wanted to run into today, Drew, and that's a guy we were on this podcast with for like 2 hours. The silver medalist that just recently won for the U.S. Keyshawn Davis, the co-main event. He's not fighting anybody particularly difficult, but hey, is he gonna make a statement tonight? Is he gonna start impressing upon these 135-pound big names? He's got the talent, but how fast does he want to move? To me, Top Rank moves these guys that have a lot of talent too slow. Sometimes certain guys are being moved too slow, and I haven't seen anybody being moved along fast like Lomachenko. That was like a one-time guy, like they just put him into a championship fight ASAP. So I guess maybe after what they saw happen in his second fight against Orlando Salido, they don't want to risk that with any of these top prospects, man. But Keyshawn Davis should look really good tonight. If you guys are interested, Dan, if you like to see fights, it'll be on free on ESPN. What I'm gonna go to is free, absolutely free. So if you have ESPN regular cable, you could watch that. Chicano Prophet says might be too early to tell, but how's the buzz for this fight, Dave? Here, there's no buzz for the fight. That's crazy, right? It's because of the NFL draft. The NFL draft has overshadowed everything, bro. They've shut down 2 major streets. Last night they had Ice Cube. I think before that they had Weezer. But I mean, it's a big spectacle. Everybody's out here representing their football teams. I was decked out in Niner gang stuff. My homeboy was representing the Jaguars. Drew, you got to see this shit. My boy that is a Jaguars fan. When he ran into Jaguars fans, it was hilarious. Oh, Bella Bling, what's up? Damn. Bella Bling is in the house. Yeah,
I'm about to.
Phillies make a move?
I'm going to trust my eye when I get home, so I can go on my Roku app and watch the fight on the ESPN fight while I'm watching his own fight tonight.
Oh yeah, you got to watch both of them. You got to watch that DAZN app if the women's fight of the year is on tonight too. I'm gonna have to look at that on my phone when I get a chance, when we get out of this MGM. I got to make sure everything is charged up for the whole night because I expect it to be a long night. Oh man, who do you got in that fight, Drew? Remind me, in the ladies' fight, women's fight. I changed my mind, and I know you bashed me last time for changing my mind at the last minute.
I got Serena by stoppage.
I shifted my decision too. I shifted to Serrano at the last minute. So Puerto Rico versus Ireland in New York City at Madison Square Garden. It should be a good one, man. I'm excited about that too. But I'll have to watch that one later on my phone, and we'll do our regular Monday night show.
Yeah.
Our Monday night show should be good. So appreciate everyone who's in this room. I'm just chilling. I'm going to get ready in about an hour. So what are you guys doing? So you're going to watch all these fights at home, Drew, tonight?
Yeah, I'm not going out tonight.
I saw people complaining.
I almost went out last night, but I was like...
Oh yeah, Chicano Prophet asking me, Do you predict Smith versus Vargas? Smith is a 3-1 favorite. So, Vargas, for everyone in the room who doesn't know, Jesse Vargas is a Las Vegas, he's been a transplant, or he's been living and working out of Las Vegas, and he is a Mexican-American Republican who is running for Congress. So he's the only professional boxer that I know of in the U.S. that's actively running for office. And not just, he's like running to represent a major part of Las Vegas in Congress. So we'll see how that pans out for him. He's a conservative. Aside from his politics, he's probably got a lot of ring rust. Chicano, I saw him yesterday at the scales, and he didn't really have abs. And I know that Smith has been in there with Canelo, and he's been staying much, much more active. I wish Jesse Vargas the best of luck on both his campaign, because I think regardless of how your political ideas are, I think it's great that Latinos in the U.S. Are representing in politics. We have to be representing. JC is trying to troll you, Drew. He says, cry, Eagles, cry. Team Batman Boxing, thank you for coming into the room. Thank you, Team Batman Boxing. I follow you on Twitter. Smith coming for him. Smith wins. I think Smith is a lot sharper as of late, man. And this might be Jesse Vargas's one of his last fights, and then he can focus on his political career. And the thing about Las Vegas is it's a town. It's kind of split red, split blue. You got a lot of transplants from California, other states coming here, and it's a divided city, and people kind of keep their politics hush hush in this city. It makes it good, because you might have friends on both aisles of the spectrum, and he might have a chance. He might have a solid chance of winning a seat in Congress. It's done well for Manny Pacquiao. I mean, Manny Pacquiao's not only the people's champ, but he could end up being. Is he the president? Somebody remind me. Is Manny Pacquiao the president of the Philippines, or just a senator still?
Senator.
Yeah, Dan is from San Diego, right? Dan619, Padres fan. I don't know if you guys are still living there, but JC, yeah, there's friends from the San Diego area. So I'm looking at the pool, and it's starting to heat up. It's supposed to be 90, as high as 94. It's probably going to be 94 in a little bit. Wait a minute. Dave still didn't make his pick. Don't duck the prediction, Dave. What are we talking about? Smith for the win over Jesse Vargas. Serrano for the win over Katie Taylor. And what do you guys think of all the attention that Jake Paul has been getting this week, man? It's more attention than he gets a lot of attention, but shit, Jake Paul and Eddie Hearn going back and forth. Drew, what do you think of Jake Paul almost coming to fisticuffs with Eddie Hearn?
I wasn't even paying attention to him. I don't pay attention to Jake Paul.
Well, shit, they're getting a lot of media press, because at every opportunity, as Serrano's promoter, he's up on stage. Thank you, Yolanda. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao is still just a senator, but could be president someday. I think they just had their presidential election. He's not ready for all that.
I'm just going to say this. The Eagles won the draft. The Eagles won. They're the biggest winners of the draft. We traded for A.J. Brown. We got the best wide. We got the top 5 wide receiver going now. We're winning 11 12 games this year. So, fuck you, Jaguar fans.
Oh, I got to show you this video of these Jaguars fans from last night. I'm going to edit this video, and I'll post it Monday night on the Shoe Shine. We were doing street interviews last night. Let me know, guys, off subject, but since NFL draft is still with the third round, the final round is today? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to get off because I'm not doing the supermarket.
All right, Drew, I appreciate it, guys. Those who are still hanging with me, let me know in the chat. Drew, thanks a lot, man, and I'll see you Monday night. Enjoy the fights. If anybody wants to come in here while I'm still chilling in the room, I'll post up the it's just like StreamYard, guys. It's just like StreamYard. You don't have to go on cam. You could basically just mic up and talk to me. But I want to know, 49ers for me, let me put this in the chat here. Did that go in here? Come on. Paste. Let me post this in the chat, guys. The link. So yeah, that link there. If you want to talk to me, you don't have to get on camera. You could just mic up and talk to me. But I want to know the 49ers for me. I'm a Niner gang guy, just like Sin City Manny. Chicano's gonna join me. Let's add Chicano Prophet, my homeboy. Let's see here. Chicano, can you hear me? Guest has muted themselves. Oh, right now your mic is muted.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
There you go. What's up, Chicano?
Not much, man. Just working, dude. Just working, enjoying the nice day, dude. I'm happy that you're out in Vegas, man. Like, I'm sorry there's no buzz, but you know what? I'm excited today for the fight. It feels like fight day. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's a big day. I mean, these are two, not only undisputed, right? For the ladies, it's undisputed, but for the men, unification at 130. And tonight, someone's going to be a star. Whether I already think of Oscar Valdez as a star, but Shakur Stevenson, I was kind of a hater on him because he's had some dull fights. But is it just because he's that good?
Nah, man, I hear you too. Like, I think some questions are going to be answered. But, part of me thinks, like, I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like everybody's acting like this is a foregone conclusion. But, Stevenson is still untested in a way. And Valdez is, a two-weight division undefeated defending champion. And I feel like the odds are so wide. Like, it's almost a form of disrespect. You know what I mean?
It is. I'm seeing the odds heavily favored towards Shakur at the last minute, and you're absolutely right about that. Oscar Valdez is completely tested and proven. This is a guy who fought with a broken jaw. You can't get any worse injury and continue than a broken jaw, in the sport of boxing. He's been in with the big names. He's proven himself against other champions. It's Shakur that has one big scalp in Jamel Herring. At featherweight, I saw him pick up that vacated featherweight title in Reno about 3 years ago. And in that fight, remind me, Chicano, you remember that guy's name?
Man, I'm drawing blank on it. I think I just watched that fight too. It was a Mexican dude, right?
Yeah, it was a Mexican-American guy, and Shakur was dating that guy's sister. They tried to use that as a little bit of drama, and that was interesting. They tried to build up his name. He's dating the guy's sister, and he's fighting him. But it was for an empty belt. It was a belt that Oscar Valdez vacated. And he snatched up that title. That was way too easy. So I'm hearing people on Twitter today saying, if he wins tonight, is he now on pound-for-pound list? That one was way too easy. That was a freebie. That guy wasn't anywhere at his caliber. But tonight, if he beats Valdez, people are going to want to make a strong case for it. Should we put him in your top 10 pound-for-pound list?
I think there is a case for it, I think that if people can go around calling Jesse Bam Rodriguez special, then I think after this fight, if Shakur wins in the fashion that some people are predicting, like this one-sided beatdown, or to outclass Valdez, then yeah, I think that a person has a right to put him in the top 10, if it happens.
Yeah, hey, Leafhound, thanks for coming into the room. I'm just working remotely off my MacBook. I don't usually stream off this, but I just added your comment here. Leafhound says, Yoet Gonzalez. Thank you, man. I was drawing blanks too. I always draw blanks, but I'm like working on 4 hours of sleep, so even more. Yoet Gonzalez, and Yoet Gonzalez has looked a lot better. He thinks he's a 126-pound contender now that Shakur Stevenson isn't around. Yeah, a little too early, in your opinion, Chicano, to start saying Shakur's going to be pound for pound?
It's too early until tonight, but man, you know what? I'm talking myself into putting some money on Valdez, dude. Like, okay, we went back and re-scored that Conceição fight. Like, and I had Valdez winning clearly, right? And then that's all right if people had Conceição winning, but I mean, I don't think Valdez got a gift. On top of that, too, like, I believe him when he says, like, hey, that wasn't my best night. I had an off night. A lot of shit was going on in my head in the lead up, and that makes sense, man. He was going through a lot of crap, popping dirty. Like, I don't think we saw the best version of Valdez. I think we'll see a better version of him tonight.
Well, I have to agree with you. He got criticized big time for popping dirty on a banned substance. So I just got to remind everybody, Valdez got popped for a banned substance according to the Clean VADA rules, or WBC clean program. And he wasn't really penalized. Now he's got to go on a talking tour for being caught with a banned substance. But it was a weight loss substance. So you're right. His mind frame definitely wasn't at 100%. He didn't look spectacular. He looked like he didn't look like his normal Valdez. But I still had him winning barely, edging that fight against Robson, and only because Robson Conceição couldn't keep up the his spirited performance. You know, it's like, I don't think that's going to happen tonight against Shakur. So it's an uphill battle for me for Valdez tonight. But this is, if anyone can do it tonight, it's going to be Valdez, man. We're going to get true Mexican warrior fighter that's going to press all the action. Shakur is going to make a miss all night long, man. That's really at the top of my mind. Will Shakur make a miss and look foolish all night?
You know, Shakur is so good at what he does, but, you know, when you watch that Joet Gonzalez fight, like, he still got touched up. Like, I don't think there's any way that they can go the whole fight with Shakur not getting clipped at least once. I mean, that's my thing. Like, I think that eventually he'll be able to get to him. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? Like, his defense is excellent, but this idea that he's not going to get touched, like, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to get touched, and we're going to find out how much grit he really has. And there's a couple things. You know, sometimes people say, hey, like, Shakur doesn't like getting hit. I mean, I understand, like, who does like getting hit, but I see him grimace a little bit. Other people think he looked a bit dry at the weigh-in. I'm not a weigh-in expert, but some people are saying that, you know, Shakur barely made weight and he could be affected. Although, you know, younger people can bounce back from something like that, you know, when they come in real dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's definitely young, but you're absolutely right that he had this strip completely naked on, his second attempt? He's a big guy for 130 pounds. Whenever you see him pose next to the other fighters, I know he was training with Terrence Bud Crawford, and there was just a little size difference there. And Terrence is fighting at welterweight right now. But who better to have in your corner leading up to that fight tonight than Terrence Bud Crawford? It's going to be a tough night. Let me know who you guys have, even at the last minute, and also let me know if you're just watching this just because you know who I am. Did you guys get your pick for your team? For me, for the 49ers, we weren't in the first round. We're lucky to keep Deebo Samuel. If you guys have been hearing about that drama, our star player wants the hell out of San Francisco. You hear about that? No?
Well, I'm not too much of an NFL guy myself. You know, I like watching the games, but I'm not committed. And certainly the draft, I don't know about the young guns coming up. You know what I mean? I just know them when they hit the NFL.
Yeah, Drew's very excited for his Phillies. I got one friend in town who's he's a fan. He's from Los Angeles, but he's a fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the absolute worst team in the NFL. And they are deep tonight. They're deep yesterday, too. They are deep in town. I mean, it's like they're getting another savior for their team 2 years in a row. How do you consistently perform as the worst team in the NFL and still get first pick of the litter? I don't get it.
No, I tell you, you know, there's that's the one thing. Like when I used to follow the NFL, it's like, man, I feel like there's some teams that are just always in a rebuilding phase, like the Cleveland Browns or whoever. You know what I mean? Like some shitty teams. It's like, how can you consistently be so bad if you keep getting first pick, you know, every year, you know, or whatever, very close to first pick?
Yeah, and that's where they are right now in the NFL. So tonight is the third round. I think that's going to be on ESPN. And usually, you know, when you have two major fights, and you've seen this with Canelo and the UFC, and we see it often with ESPN and DAZN, I have no clue what time, who's starting when. It sounds like ESPN is going to wait for Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano to finish before putting on their main event. So I might be sitting in my ass for a while in between the co-main, waiting for Amanda Serrano. Hopefully I'll get some signal in there, or somebody will text me what's going on with that fight, because it looks like they definitely don't want to have both fights on at the exact same moment.
No, I hear that, man. Last time I went to Vegas, I went for Canelo versus Kovalev, and we had to wait for the UFC main event to end.
Oh,
there was
shit.
Yeah, on top of that, too, like Ryan Garcia had knocked out his opponent like in the first round, so it went from like that to waiting for a whole UFC event to end. Like, dude, the steam was out of that place. You know, it really did affect the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, it's fatiguing. You know, but I went and I had my vape pen, and you know, I went to like. It's funny, like at the MGM, there's kind of like this makeshift smoking area. People can't really leave, but I feel like there's this smoking area where people are just kind of like allowed to smoke and nobody says anything. So I was just over there with my pen, you know, just kind of. All right.
Well, I'm curious what you had in that vape pen.
I can get down with a little bit of the yerba mala, you know what I mean?
Oh, shit. Hey, yes, I got some really funny shit. I'm interviewing people on the street yesterday, and I didn't realize that somebody gave me a bag, like a little baggie, and I want to show it to you guys. I get to the room, and it was weed. Like, they just gave me free weed. Let me show you guys this. Where's that free weed? I'm out here doing interviews, and I'm like, I don't know what they gave me. I get home, and it says Raider Gabe with this, and I guess it's like, a little gram of weed, wake and bake. It's not every day that you just walk the strip and people are giving you free weed, but
totally. And the packaging looks legit at least.
Oh, let me give a shout out to this guy because he's on YouTube, and he was telling me, oh, you gotta subscribe, man. So this is Raider Gabe on YouTube. Yeah, at Raider Gabe on YouTube. Fuck, that's what I need to do for the shoe shine is just give out free weed for my channel.
Hey man,
maybe I should call this guy.
I love getting high and watching a fight. Like, to me, it just amplifies everything, and I don't know, man. I like getting stoned when I watch the fights, and it's legal here. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah. I follow this guy on social media. What is it? Weed and Boxing. I get a crack out of those kind of accounts. Weed and Boxing. Yeah, because you know what? It slows it down. Sometimes for people who do indulge in that, it slows it down, and you can actually watch the fight and enjoy the fight a little bit more. You're like watching it at a different speed in your head. Slows it down just enough. And sometimes, I'm not admitting that I partake. Should someday my employer see this, but but sometimes when I'm completely sober, I just enjoy watching the replays on YouTube a little bit slower, on slow mo. So you could see those shots land, especially fights. Chicano, my friend Chicano Prophet, for you guys who may not know, he has his own channel. Give a shout out to your channel because you do these really cool scoring where you go back and visit famous fights and tight scorecards or controversial scorecards. What's your channel name?
Yeah, that's right. You just look up Chicano Prophet, and then you'll see me there, man. We cover boxing about once a week with the El Chile crew. It's myself, No Paul, Sean Gringo Hicks, Run DMC. And then our new guy George, George with Off the Ropes Boxing and MMA. And so we like to have this weekly segment. It's for us, although you know what, I'll tell you, when I look at the numbers, like, there's a steady segment of people that like what we do. We've gone back and we revisited all of the major controversial fights to see if they were indeed robberies, right? But we're almost done. We have like 3 like more like historic ones, right? And then we have the Canelo Triple G fights. And then we have Charlo versus Castano 1, and then after that, man, we're pretty much done. And I think we're going to start going towards rewatching fights of the year, starting with like 1960 something. That's what we're going to do next. Instead of like scoring it, we're going to have more like how many stars we give it. So we're figuring out how we're going to unroll it. But man, you know what? It's the thing about going back and watching a controversial fight is that it's kind of a new fight in a way because you really don't know how you're going to have it. So it's fun to watch in that regard. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And speaking of fights of the year, I didn't ask you, but a lot of people are speculating we're going to get women's fight of the year tonight. And that's between, Amanda Serrano, who's been a champion at like 7 divisions now, and Katie Taylor. So is it really going to live up to the hype, you think? Or is this going to be, is there a knockout in store for one of these women?
I mean, that's a good question. With the 2-minute rounds and 10 rounds, like, I just want to know if there's such a thing as, like, deep water for the women, you know what I mean? Because that's where you really get into some intense stuff. I mean, because, these women can bang, but I don't know, man, I like seeing a fight in the trenches, and it's like, I wonder if we can get that with such a short fight.
You're absolutely right, and I think that's why we haven't seen these knockouts and why some of them are demanding that, especially the women that are very confident in their power and skill set, that they're asking for that extra minute, because just when you think somebody's about to be on the verge of getting hurt in women's boxing, the bell rings. The bell rings just when they're getting started. And so we don't see a lot of knockouts even in championship fights, so it might just play out that exact way tonight. No knockout and go to the decision, but I got a lot of shit from Drew a couple weeks back for changing my mind at the last minute, but I've changed my mind again, and I'm going with the woman from Puerto Rico, Amanda Serrano.
Eso. Well, I'll tell you what, dude. I'm convincing myself into picking Valdez. Hey, listen, I'm the upset specialist of HCP of this year. No one's talking about it but me, but I can afford to just, pick Valdez just because, man, and I'd be the only one. Tell me this, dude, like, okay, dude, like, Ugas, the odds were almost the same. The odds have gotten wider now for Valdez, but the odds were about 450, plus 450 underdog, right? but everybody and their mom was picking Ugas, you know. But all of a sudden, nobody has the stones to pick Valdez, you know. And it's like, I kind of get why stylistically, but like, I don't know, man. I mean,
well, here's the thing: we can get into. I don't like to get into like nationalism too much, but with Valdez, you make a strong point. The difference between Valdez and Ugas is that I've seen Ugas lose. You know, that he had already had 4 losses on his record. This is a guy whose will has been broken repeatedly and shown, you know, that you can break his will. And in Valdez, even with the broken jaw, you haven't shown that this is a guy who you can break his will. A Mexican fighter, you know, that warrior, that Aztec warrior in him. We haven't seen it. You know, is Shakur going to be the first one to do it tonight? I'm still interested, but like you said, I don't know why it's a foregone conclusion. Valdez is an undefeated champion in 2 divisions, just like him. So I'm happy, man, as a consumer, sports fan consumer, and if you're a casual fan or if you don't check out boxing regularly, check this one out free tonight because it's on ESPN. Even my mama can watch it tonight for free.
That's right, man. Okay, here's the one last thing, dude, that kind of keeps me from maybe putting some money on Valdez. Because, like, even if I take all these considerations I have in my head, I'm like, dude, the level of sparring that Shakur gets towards, like, you know, like with, like, Terrence Crawford or even when he sparred Loma, like, you know, this guy, he's been in the ring with the best, you know, and from what Terrence Crawford says, like, they give each other real work, you know, and neither one of them wants to give an inch. And I'm like, if he's getting that kind of work in sparring, like, he must be really seasoned in a way, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But has he been taken into deep water? I mean, has he been clipped? Like, I mean, we're watching fights because they're supposed to be competitive by nature, you know what I mean? So I don't get the whole, like, well, you know, Valdez has a shot. Everybody's saying that, and it's like, I don't know, people are trying to hedge their predictions, you know, but of course he has a shot. Every fighter should have a shot. That we want competitive fights, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and on paper, this is going to be a damn good fight, man. So I'm just about to wrap this one up, man. I appreciate, Chicano, you taking time off from work right now to call in my show. And I'll be interested in how everybody enjoys this fight later. I'll try to go live again if I get a good signal from MGM. And if anybody wants to join me, I'll do this again at the MGM before I hit the strip walking.
All right, Dave, enjoy the fight, man. There's nothing like catching it live. Man, it's a historic one, man. So I know you're going to enjoy it in real time, brother.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody, hey, Drew, Chicano, Dan, Yolanda, Bella Bling, Team Batman Boxing, everybody that came in and chatted with me. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy all the festivities later, and I'll see you guys later tonight. Peace out, everybody.